we come down towards the end.
It looks like Mystic Dan
on the
by
inside.
a nose,
Yep.
by a flared nostril, but obviously that's a very subjective and unofficial thought.
Mystic Dan on the inside. It is the mirror there that will get the photo. So at the end there, as you watch them bob, that's the only look that's right down the line. And that dramatic finish here. One more look at the very end. The mirror is where we're looking. Mystic Dan was the horse holding off the other two at the end.
And a brilliant decision by jockey Brian Hernandez to force his way through on the rail as he turned for home. That was the difference, Mike, in winning and losing.
And if it's Mystic Dan, it is the Oaks Derby double. The Kentucky Oaks, the top race for the 3-year-old fillies, held yesterday in front of 100,000 plus here at Churchill Downs. And if it's Mystic Dan, then Kenny McPeek and Brian Hernandez Jr., trainer and jockey, have done the first Oaks double since Ben Jones in 1952.
So you saw Brian Hernandez looking up at the replay of the slow-mo finish. He thinks he got it.
Congratulations, Tom.
Jose Ortiz came over to greet
We
him.
just watched it on the replay.
They saw the same thing we did, but the numbers have not yet gone up on the board.
Calvin Burrell, the jockey, did the double in the Oaks and the Derby in 2009. That famous late run at the end on the rail. But Brian Hernandez Jr. may in fact have a first Derby win for both he and Kenny McPeek. Here's Mystic Dan making the move on the rail to take the lead and then hold them off.
Yeah, Sierra Leone had to check going into the far turn just a little bit, and it was forced wide while 3 Mystic Dan is sneaking through on the rail. A huge difference right there in ground loss for Sierra Leone, but yet he still comes with that huge run and wears his competition down late. But Mystic Dan has too much. This is exactly the way he won the Southwest in Arkansas, right up the rail.
The same kind of rail run coming down the stretch, right? Sierra Leone was doing his thing again and lugging in and bumping a little bit with Forever Young, who he finished alongside. That didn't help him any, but wow.
Kenny with Kenny McPeek.
Hey, with me is Kenny McPeek. Kenny, congratulations.
Thank you. I mean, they haven't posted it yet. You don't assume anything in this business. But Brian just did an amazing job. I mean, just a brilliant jockey and ride. I mean, you know, the draw helped us from the beginning. We talked about that when I was shocked Dornick broke bad. But Brian's amazing. You know, probably one of the most underrated riders in racing, but not anymore, right?
You told me earlier this week that you thought your horse was a little overlooked, but that's okay. That was the best shot you've had of the other horses you've ever brought here.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we didn't have the greatest trick luck. Yes!
In case you didn't know, Kenny McPeek has just won the Kentucky Derby. It's official.
Ooh, that's tight. Look at that. All right, let's go outside.
Hey, quickly, you realize you made history. I know you know history. The first trainer since '52 and only the 4th to ever win the Oaks and Derby in the same year.
And, you know, look, I'm really proud of that. What are you going to do? You just take one horse at a time, and, you know, we're very fortunate. We've got great clients, and I want to go see the Gasaways. These people, they've got to be over the moon.
Come on. Congratulations, Kenny.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Donna.
Brian, you've been riding horses since you were about 10 years old. Professionally here in Kentucky as a jockey for 20 years. It took you 20 years to win the Kentucky Oaks, and then your finale is the Derby. Congratulations.
Thank you, Donna. This is unbelievable. That was the longest few minutes I've ever felt in my life, waiting for them to hang that number up. It was exciting when we hit the wire, but I wasn't sure if we won, so it was quite a rush to sit here and wait for it.
You come from a family of jockeys, your father, your brother, your sister. Does this feel like a huge celebration for the Hernandez family?
Yeah, this is a lifetime achievement. You know, this goes to our whole family. You know, we've all worked our lives off of this, and it's hard to describe what kind of feelings this is. You know, I always told myself I was never going to step into the Derby winner's circle until I can do it on the back of a horse. So now to be able to live that dream that when I was a 6-year-old kid riding my bike around my grandparents' farm, telling them all I was going to the Kentucky Derby one day, and here we are.
You just won the Kentucky Derby. So Kenny McPeak said that you're one of the most underrated riders in America, but now the secret is out. A lot of times you ply your trade here in the valleys, not too many peaks oftentimes. So there's a lot of days that things don't go well. So what's this day feel like compared to all that? Was all the work worth it?
It surely makes the last 20 years of getting up at 5 in the morning and finding horses to ride and people giving us opportunities to have it all come to fruition on a day like today and yesterday. It's hard to put into words, and it's going to probably take about a week for it to sit in before we actually realize, hey, we won the Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks in the same year.
Brian, you're about to walk into that winner's circle. Congratulations.
Thank you, Donna. Thank you.
Mike.
Pretty cool, Don. You can just hear from him. Dream of a 6-year-old kid riding a bike comes to a reality. In his 5th opportunity, never finishing the money at the Derby. We are still waiting the official photo from Churchill Downs. Let you share that with your family there for a moment, Brian. The unofficial order we have is Mystic Dance, Sierra Leone, Forever Young, Catching Freedom, TO Password, 3, 2, 11, 4, 10. The unofficial order will get you the official and the photo momentarily.
No excuses for the favorite, right? Fierceness. He didn't break that sharply, but then he put himself in a good position and backed up badly. I think he finished 15th across the wire.
The pace was normal for him. It was honest, but not over the top. Sierra Leone did have a little problem in the far turn. As he's trying to weave his way through horses, he had to check just a little bit and then forced around everybody. So you can make a case that Sierra Leone was the best horse.
I mean, Chad Brown came this close to winning his elusive Derby, standing by with Nick Luck.
Well, that won't be too much comfort to Chad Brown that he might have had the best horse in the race. Chad, how tough is that to take?
I think being a nose in a Kentucky Derby, it's a tough one, but it's professional sports, and when you're at this level, you're going to win some and lose some, and oftentimes it's a game of inches.
And this is the closest you've come. You've had Zanin run well, you've had Good Magic run exceptionally well. How much belief now, moving forward, do you have in this horse?
Oh, well, he's a tremendous horse. He's, nearly undefeated, this horse. He hasn't lost by much both of his defeats, and I'm just so lucky to have him. I'm so proud of his effort today. The horse did everything we asked him to do, and it just came up just a little bit short, but hats off to the winner. And Ken McPeak having both the Oaks and Derby winners, I mean, to him and his team, they really did a fabulous job.
And you reflect on how long it's taken Kenny McPeak to get a Kentucky Derby win in his state where he trains. You must think of that. Does it give you hope?
Yeah, I mean, the Derby gods can be cruel sometimes, making you wait, and sometimes some trainers never have one. So if I'm lucky enough to be back in the same position, I'll be grateful for that.
Chad, commiserations. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Very nice of Chad to stop for a moment there in a moment of grand disappointment.
And something we haven't talked about yet. Who ran an unbelievable race is the Japanese horse Forever Young, because the length of the stretch, Sierra Leone was lugging in and bumping with Forever Young, pushed him all the way down to the inside of the racetrack. And Forever Young was beating 2 noses.
So close to getting Japan that first Derby as well. We are still awaiting for Churchill Downs to get us the official photo, so when we get it, we will share it with you. But the moment is for Mystic Dan and Brian Hernandez Jr. It's only the 10th time in 150 Kentucky Derbies that the winner was the winner by a nose. The last time it happened 28 Derbies ago, Jerry Daly piloted Grindstone by a nose over Cavalier. And in 2024, the 150th Derby, it was Mystic Dan making the move at the top of the stretch, on the inside, and then holding off 2 hard chargers, Sierra Leone and Forever Young, to give the human connection to their first Derby by that much, just by a nose, in 2:03 and 3. Brian Hernandez sees the photo, and he says it, I won the Derby. What a win for someone who dreamed of it at age 38, and for a man from Lexington, Kentucky, in his 10th drive. Trainer Kenny McPeak has won the 2024 Derby.